sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right.
Good morning, Mr. Kelso. Got something on Mrs. Wolven's cause of death?
I'd rather not discuss this on the phone. Could you come to my office?
Sure. When would be a good time?
Now would be perfect.
That urgent? Yeah, let me put some things away here and I'll be right there.
Good morning, Mr. Draper. He's waiting in conference room number 5.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Birch.
You're welcome, but why are Stan and Nathan here?
I think it best if Mr. Johnson explains.
Birch, I hate to bring you into this, and normally I would not do it, as it would be considered a breach of ethics. But I think it best for Stan's sake here. I am getting the strong impression that neither you nor Stan have been totally honest with me in your therapy session. Now, before you say anything, don't worry. What both of you are fighting requires a great deal of discretion on my part. But there is a law on the books, both here and in Ohio, that requires me to report any instances of suspected child molestation.
What? Wait, Nathan, I never ever molested a child. Closest I ever came was Wally, and I told you all about that. I don't know what Grizz is telling you here, but...
Hold on, Birch. It isn't you.
Oh. He told you?
Not in so many words, no. But I'm getting very strong indications that something I would have to report may have occurred.
Wait, before you say anything more. Mr. Kelso, I have your assurance that anything we say here is strictly confidential.
It's exactly why he came here this morning, Mr. Draper. Anything said in my presence is covered by client-attorney privilege.
Well, that may cover me, but what about Nathan and Stan?
I have agreed to represent Mr. Grizzly. I don't know how much I can do, but whatever is in my power, I will do.
Stan, what I saw, are you sure you want that revealed?
Birch, Stan's problem is much deeper than yours. His entire personality has been split in half. There are things one side knows that the other is totally ignorant of. There's like a wall between the two. For him to heal, that wall must be removed. Any clue that you can give me about what is on the other side will help.
I was asking Stan, Nathan, no offense, but it's not fair to him.
Birch, please. I don't really want to do this, and it's taken about everything I have to stay, but I have to. And I can't bring myself to talk about what happened, but I gotta face the music, as it were.
I just recently saw what happened to someone who was convicted of something far less. We may have our differences, but I can't bring myself to put you through that.
Don't you think I do? I know what the consequences might be, Birch, but I'm desperate here. Please, I need your help with this.
Okay. What do you want to know?
You told me about the things the two of you would do when you were alone in the hotel. Stan has no memory of that, although he suspects something. But he did mention that you bolted from the room the day that you left. He remembers nothing before or after that. You never told me about that part. You said that you couldn't take it anymore and left. Stan here can't bring himself to say why you bolted. Can you enlighten me?
Yes. I had taken a long walk after our concert that evening. I didn't come back until something like 1 or 2 in the morning, and... Stan, are you sure?
I'm sure, Birch. Tell him what you saw.
He had a child prostitute with him.
Is this the only time that you ever saw this?
The only time, yes. I never came back after that.
The reason I ask is that whenever I attempted to delve further past your bolting, his other personality comes out and starts cursing at me. I've gotten the impression in his choice of words that there may have been more than one such incident.
I hadn't wanted to think about that, and I seriously can't say for certain, but... Well, there were several nights when we were on tour that he just left the hotel and came back in the wee hours. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but... Stan, you don't remember any of that?
Nope, nothing at all. I couldn't tell you if I wanted to.
This is as I feared. We may have to attempt something that is somewhat controversial and not certain, but maybe the only way to breach that wall. A hypnotic session. I'm also a trained hypnotist, which I find helps in working with patients. But there are dangers.
Dangers?
The mind is a strange thing. Often our minds confuse fantasy with reality. In hypnotherapy, the patient may claim something actually happened that is completely false. This is part of why you're here, Birch. You can help confirm or deny what he may say.
Birch, please. I know you don't trust me, but I want to be rid of this. I need you now more than ever.
Well, if you're sure. You need to do this now?
It's easiest since everyone is here.
This was not what I was expecting to have to deal with, ever. Bad enough I had to come to terms with Stan's one instance, but if there were others... Nathan had Stan lie down on the couch so he was comfortable and turned on a small stereo system he had brought. Began to play soothing music. I had to shake my head several times to keep from going under as well, but once he had Stan in what seemed like a hypnotic trance, the session began.
Stan, I need you to think back to your childhood. Can you do that?
Yes.
You told me a lot about your mother, but couldn't tell me about your father. Can you tell me about your father now? Stan? Stan?
Hey, just call me Grizz.
A chill went down my spine. This was real. He couldn't be faking this. He couldn't. The same voice I heard in the hotel room so many times. It was his other half. And what he told us, my God, it made me sick to my stomach. The longer I sat there, the more I wanted to bolt from the room. I don't know how I managed to stay. Chris told us of the years of abuse he suffered from his father, abuse so bad that his mind was torn in half to protect at least part of it. He wanted to survive this. I've known that about Stan for years. He's got a will like... Well, how else can you hold a bunch of prima donna musicians together unless you have a strong will? So half of him, Stan, was protected from what was happening to him, and the other half, Grizz. Gods, it grew to like it. It was the only way he could survive. Grizz then told us about how his father died. His mother had called the police when he grew violent, which apparently was not the first time. This time he'd not only beaten them both, but had gotten out a gun and was threatening them. Police surrounded the house, and when his father emerged from the house, using his mother as a shield to tell the police to go away or he would kill her, a sniper managed to pick him off. Mr. Kelso had been furiously searching police records as this story unfolded. He was able to access the relevant record and nodded to Nathan. What Grizz was saying was true. I can see now why Stan felt he could go through this. In the back of his mind, I'm sure he knew that anything he might face now couldn't be much worse, and he desperately wanted to heal. I found myself silently weeping. I did not dare to disturb the session by making a sound. Nathan then brought Grizz closer to the present.
Now, Grizz, what can you tell me about you and Birch when you were on tour?
Yeah, we had some great times together. Figuring out he was just like me, just too scared to go all the way.
All the way?
Yeah, sure, you know, making the fantasy a reality. About once a week I needed something more, so I went out and found it.
Found it?
Yeah, you know, some live entertainment. Left Birch sleeping, found my contacts, and had some fun. Wasn't anything wrong with that. And the kids liked it, so why not?
How do you know they liked it?
Because I did. Ain't nothing wrong with it if we both like it. And besides, they took the money. That counts as consent, don't it?
Oh, God.
Shh! How did you manage to find them?
Now, that's where these guys were real clever. You had to bring a token from the last visit. Show it, and the world opens up to you. No token? They don't know nothing about nothing.
I could not believe what I was hearing. He had managed to contact an entire ring of these cells. My stomach couldn't take it anymore. There was a restroom attached to the conference room. I dashed into it. I don't know how long I was in there, but it wasn't long. I could hear Grizz listing cities. Every one of them was one we had had a concert in or where our recording studio was. Finally, Nathan came into the bathroom.
He's sleeping now, Birch. It's over. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Nathan. I couldn't tell you. He might have gone to jail. I don't think I could forgive myself if that happened.
We'll discuss it at your next session, all right? You were very brave, Birch. Mr. Kelso wants a word with you, though.
Yeah, okay. I left the bathroom and spoke with Mr. Kelso. He said that he doubted that there was enough evidence to convict him of really serious charges due to the nature of the evidence, but he still had to report it to the proper authorities for Nathan's sake. Stan won't have to go to jail, will he?
I can't guarantee that, but I think I can arrange something if he's willing to turn state's evidence against these cells. It might take us a while, since we can't really use the hypnotic sessions, but we might be able to work something later, when he actually remembers. Can you watch Mr. Grizzly while Mr. Johnson and I confer?
Yeah, I think so.
Will you be all right?
Yeah, I think so. The worst is over.
Yes, it is. Mr. Johnson, follow me to my office.
Birch? Where is everybody? I thought we were going to do a hypnosis session.
It's over, Stan. You told them a lot.
I did? I just remember the music and only now waking up. I thought I fell asleep.
Stan, I'm sorry. You've been through hell and back far worse than I ever did.
And I actually did molest that kid you caught me with.
You remember that?
Only that I woke up in bed with him. I got him dressed and shoot him out the door as fast as I could. I guess you were gone by then.
Yeah, I had left.
There's more, isn't there?
Stan, please.
That wasn't the only time, was it?
Stan, don't!
Birch, how else can I heal? I'm a grown man, I can take it.
Can you, Stan? You split yourself in half for a reason. Your father... I've said too much.
What about my father?
Stan, no, please.
Birch, tell me.
He molested you, all right? He abused you, he abused your mother. It's all in the police report. God's no wonder you're two people.
There's more about the kids, though, isn't there?
No, please.
Those times I don't remember going to bed while on tour, waking up with dirt on my shoes. I went and got a prostitute each time, didn't I?
Yes! Damn you, yes! I shouldn't tell you this now, Stan. It should be Nathan.
Oh, God, no. No.
Stan, thank God you have Kelso as your lawyer. He'll help you. So will Nathan. Now at least they can help you heal.
God damn it, Birch. Why can't you mind your own fucking business? Shut up, Grizz. He did nothing wrong. You ruined my life twice already, Birch. I'll be damned if you do it again. You ain't doing nothing to him, you monster. You can't stop me, Stan. Yes, I can. I can, and I will.
Stan.
Get out.
Stan, please!
Get out.
Don't hurt yourself! Stan! Snap out of it!
He's gone, Birch. Yeah. Oh, damn it, Birch is getting stronger. I never had to go to those lengths to keep him quiet before. He always just hid. I'm scared, Birch. I've never been more scared in my entire life.
Stick with Nathan, Stan. He'll help you. He helped me.
I will, Birch. I hate to ask this, but I need you to. You're my anchor, Birch. You beat your demons. You're almost home.
I still have a long way to go, Stan.
I have even further to go. I need you, Birch. Please don't abandon me now. Ever since I could remember, everything inside of me just wanted to fit in. Well, I was never one for pretenders, but everything I tried to be just wouldn't settle in. If I told you what I was, would you turn your back on me? And if I seemed dangerous, would you be scared? I get the feeling just because everything I touch ain't dark enough, that the problem lies in me. I'm only a man with a candle to guide me. I'm taking a stand to escape what's inside me. A monster, I've turned into a monster, and it keeps getting stronger. Can I clear my conscience? If I'm different from the rest, do I have to run and hide? Now I never said that I want this. This burden came to me, and it's laid its home inside. If I told you what I was, would you turn your back on me? And if I seem dangerous, would you be scared? I get the feeling just because everything I touch ain't dark enough, that the problem lies in me. I'm only a man with a candle that got me. I'm taking a stand to escape what's inside me. A monster, a monster. I've turned into a monster, a monster, a monster, and it keeps getting stronger. When I first noticed the gaps in 7th grade, the kids invited me to parties when their parents weren't home, seeing how fun I was. But I never remembered going. And I had gaps like that all through high school, thinking they were normal. But while cleaning my bedroom one day, I found a shoebox of photos of half-naked boys in suggestive poses. Well, they were just pictures, right? I mean, I wouldn't dare act out. Oh no, the Echoplex! I couldn't remember half of our shows there. Was that where I first found? Oh, please tell me I didn't. And now Wally? And everything I just confessed to Nathan? My God, somebody help me! Please! I'm only a man with a candle to guide me. I'm taking a stand to escape what's inside me. A monster, a monster. I've turned into a monster, a monster, a monster, and it keeps getting stronger. Keeps getting stronger. Keeps getting stronger.